Welcome back to another Genshin Impact recipe. Today we'll be looking at the Tomates Narbonnaises, a recipe that can be attained in Fontaine. Tomatoes stuffed with a blend of meat and onions. This is a take on the real-life French recipe, Tomates Farcies. Apologies if I'm butchering the pronunciations. It's a pretty straightforward recipe, so let's get right into it. Please remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy and want more Genshin Impact cooking content. The first step is to hollow out the tomatoes. Use medium-sized round tomatoes. At grocery stores, it will probably be listed as tomatoes on the vine or something similar. Cut off the top of the tomato and then carefully remove the core of the tomato using a knife and then scooping it out with a spoon. Allow the walls of the tomato to be somewhat thick so they will not fall apart during the cooking process. Continue cutting off the tops and removing the cores for all the tomatoes and keep the pulp from the inside in a bowl. Next, moving on to the aromatics. Rough chop an onion. The in-game recipe depicts using a red onion, but I'm using a yellow onion because I prefer the sweetness of this. But I'm also adding in shallots to try and achieve the similar color in the filling. If you want to use a red onion, by all means, go for it. Remove the skin of a few garlic cloves as well. Throw all these into a food processor and allow the machine to run until all the onions, shallots, and garlic are fully chopped. You could also manually do this with a knife if you like. Next up are the mushrooms. Not seen in the Genshin version, but it adds a little bit more body and savoriness to the filling in my opinion. Once again, give the mushrooms a rough chop and then allow the food processor to handle the rest. On the stove, preheat a pan on medium heat and add oil in. Throw in the onions, shallots, and garlic mixture and allow these to slowly sweat out and cook, stirring occasionally. This will take about 5 minutes. Add in the reserved tomato pulp, stir it in, and let that cook for 7 to 8 minutes until a large majority of the liquid has evaporated. Turn off of the heat and set the pan aside to let the mixture cool down. Now let's make the stuffing mixture. Start with ground sausage, and then ground beef, and then the mushrooms, and finally the aromatics and tomato mixture. To season, add salt, black pepper, dried parsley, and dry thyme. Finally, add breadcrumbs and combine the mixture thoroughly. To stuff the tomatoes, remove the top and spoon in the mixture, pressing down slightly to ensure all the tomato is getting stuffed. Once you reach the edge, add another small spoonful to create sort of a mound. This will give the stuffed tomatoes that overflow effect with the tomato top after being cooked. Repeat this for all of the tomatoes. If you have extra filling, you can always make more tomatoes, or you can just pan fry the filling and place it on top of some nachos or fries. That's what I personally ended up doing. Carefully place the stuffed tomatoes into a baking dish. I did not have one that matched the in-game version, and in this economy, I'm not buying one just for this video. But drizzle olive oil over the tomatoes and then place in the oven and bake uncovered at 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 204 degrees Celsius for about 1 hour. Check on them around the 55-minute mark because cooking time may differ slightly depending on the size of your tomatoes. Once the hour is done, take them out of the oven and allow them to cool slightly. As you can see, a few of my tomatoes fell over during the baking process. That is completely fine. A quick adjustment after they are able to be handled, and now they're looking a lot closer to the in-game version. And that completes the Tomates Narbonnaises from Genshin Impact. These can be enjoyed alone or with a side of rice, potatoes, or any carb of your choice. Much like how the in-game describes it, this was tender and had a slightly acidic yet savory flavor profile due to the cooked tomatoes and combination of savory components in the filling. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.